Ladies and gentlemen, welcome your fine beautiful faces. I hope you're well. Welcome to another movie review. If you have no idea what the hell this is, and you're new to my channel, every now and again we do a movie review of the latest blockbusters out of the cinema. And this time round we have The Conjuring 2. There's been 2 films so far this year, so out of the entire 6 months of this year so far, 2016, there's been 2 films that have actually knocked my freaking socks off and blown me away. I went in with like 0 expectations and I came out in absolute awe. And that was The Jungle Book and 10 Cloverfield Lane. And this one is number 3. Oh my good god, seriously. I will say this straight away, though, it is super long. It's around about 2 hours and 15, I reckon. I mean, we went to the 3:15 showing and we got out just after 6, I do believe. So yeah, obviously you get a few trailers just before the film and so forth, but yeah, it is super long. But I honestly think if they were to try and cut the film down and do some director edits like they normally do, I do think it would hinder the film and absolutely ruin it. I really, really do. So, getting straight into it, I guess, we have Ed and Lorraine Warren, I do believe their name is, which is played by Patrick Wilson, who is also in the Insidious franchise, which is the same kind of genre, paranormal and horror and spooky kind of ghouls hiding in your closet kind of stuff. And Vera, who plays Lorraine, I don't know how to say her last name, but you may know her from Norma Bates in Bates Motel, which is on Netflix, I do believe now. And, well, they make a return to this one to go and help another family in need that are basically being tormented and driven insane by the paranormal, the demons, the spooks, the crazy people that want to kill people, I guess, is probably the best way to describe it, I don't know. But the thing is, it's not a normal, typical horror film. I mean, if you saw The Conjuring, the very, very first one, you kind of have an idea of what's going to happen in this one. So, they've both been based on true events and true stories, and, well, you have to go in with this in your mind, basically. It has to be adapted to make it a film. You have to go in and you have to understand that. It's not going to be 100% true. Obviously, the story and everything around it is going to be true, and it's going to take some events, some of the film will be true and so forth, but they have to adapt it and change it a little bit to make it work. For example, this one, it is a tiny, tiny little bit of a spoiler, I will be honest, but this one, it starts off with them at Amityville. So they're doing the Amityville horror. Everybody knows the Amityville horror. The guy went crazy and killed his entire family, and basically he said that demons told him to do it. So it starts off with the Amityville horror, and it's kind of showing you what they've been doing since Conjuring 1, and that then has... something happens, basically, which then kind of leads into the story of the film, pretty much, and it's what kind of helps them and it kind of pieces the film together. Instead of them just turning up at this house with all this activities going on, it kind of leads you into it, which is really, really good. So everything about the time as well, the time period that the film is based in, so it's based in the 70s, is absolutely freaking perfect. I was in awe of it, if I'm being honest. So it's kind of hard to explain. If you live in the UK, you will appreciate the setting, you will appreciate the road, you will appreciate the street. You will also appreciate that the fact that it was done in the 70s. So the look of the street and everything about the street and the house, you'll appreciate, and you will be able to be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's definitely like how it was in the 70s. And you'll appreciate it a lot more. If you're in America or something like that, I don't know if you guys will appreciate it that much, you know, but it is absolutely perfect. It is down to the freaking T with the dots and I's and everything crossed. It is absolutely perfect. So the family themselves, the Hodgsons, well, they're poor. There's no denying it. They are poor. So inside the house is, as you can imagine, there's no carpets. There's no wallpaper in some of the rooms. Like, the kitchen is absolutely bare. There's like literally nothing in the kitchen other than a cupboard and maybe a cooker. There's like tatty chairs, like they're all flaky and falling to pieces. But the one thing that I thought was absolutely amazing and was just absolutely perfect in terms of putting the last touch to the house was the fact that there was mold on the walls. Like, they had mold going all the way up the wall. Like, that, I don't know why, but that just absolutely kind of blew my mind. The fact that they went that far for attention to detail and put mold on the wall to actually show, yeah, this family is like really, really poor. And, well, getting into the story of the film, obviously there's going to be a few areas of the film and a few parts of the film where you're just going to be like, okay, I know what's going to happen. Yeah, alright. There are some random stuff that happens in it, but the random stuff is really good. It is done so freaking well as well. Like, it really, really is. It's not just one of those where, okay, that was really random and that's just ruined the film. It doesn't. It actually complements the film, if anything. But seriously, I have to give it a 4 out of 5. It is so freaking goddamn good. Like, honestly, it totally blew my mind. I love the fact that it's based on true events. I love that kind of thing. I love to think that there's not so much that there's an afterlife, like we all go to heaven and do all that kind of random stuff. I like and I love to think that there's some form of crazy paranormal activity out there where there's like all these demons and stuff. Like there was something in the paper the other day about how some woman was going through an exorcism. Obviously this was in like Asia or somewhere crazy. She was going through an exorcism and she died whilst they were doing it by 2 priests. So which is just totally random and totally bizarre, and it just kind of, it blows my mind a little bit because I love the idea that there is something out there like this. But seriously, this film is really, really good. It's not your typical horror film. It's not your typical paranormal film. If you think it's going to be something like Paranormal Activity, no, it really isn't. It's so far past Paranormal Activity. Paranormal Activity is just garbage now. I will be honest. It is absolutely garbage. When the first one came out, it was like, wow, this totally took everyone by surprise and total shock at how it was filmed and how it was put together. But this is absolutely amazing. It's so goddamn good. You don't have to have seen the first one to be able to appreciate this one either. You can go straight into seeing this one. You don't even have to have seen the first one. The first one is a total different story. Nothing even relates or carries on from this other than it's Ed and Lorraine. All you need to know about Ed and Lorraine is they go around helping families in need of paranormal demons and activity and all that kind of stuff. But honestly, it's a 4 out of 5. It is super long. If it wasn't as long as it was, I would give it a 5-star, but like I said, if they were to cut it down and remove some of the film, I do think it would actually hinder the film. I really, really do. I think it wouldn't do the film any justice. I don't want to talk about the film itself or the story, because obviously I never do that. That is a form of spoilers, blah, blah, blah. And all I will say is, go and see it. It is so goddamn good. Oh, honestly. There are some jump scares in there, so be warned if you're taking your missus. Or if you're taking your missus for the jump scares, yes, there's definitely jump scares in there. So you can be the hero and protector and all that kind of stuff. But no, definitely, guys, it is definitely worth the money. It is such a good film. And I don't think it's got enough praise yet. I really don't. I don't think people are going to accept it because people get scared. Like, it's based on true events. Like, if you go and Google Enfield, Green Street, 1970s, there is so much on it. There's even a documentary on iTunes. It's on iTunes. Like, iTunes. If it was absolute garbage and balls and rubbish, then it wouldn't be on iTunes. That's how I think of it anyway. But I'm not going to talk anymore because I'm just rambling. Go and see it. It is so goddamn good. And yeah, guys, I'll see you in another movie review at some point. Look after yourselves. Don't do anything crazy. And bye-bye. Thank you for checking out this video. If you want to see some more, be sure to hit that subscribe button and smash that like. It would be greatly appreciated. And I'll see you in another video.